We're here. Nothing on, just skincare. I like to start with brows. I find that giving the brow a shape in the beginning can also help to give your makeup a shape throughout the whole time. This is Iconic London Brow Silk, and it's kind of like a brow soap and a wax combined. And because I have little cranky brows that like to go straight out, and I also don't have a face that can pull off a lot of brow. I like to flatten them down a little bit just to see where the shape wants to go. And I use a couple of colors because red hair has dimension and tone and depth to it. And one dark brow looks weird. So little short strokes. This is Sephora Collection Blonde. So I like to give myself a bit of shape here. And I'm actually going above where my natural brow is because it's clear. This is the red from Surrat. And it's the perfect red. There's just enough copper to it. There's just enough orange. It's not a deep red. I would rather see not enough brow than too much. Most people don't have a face shape that supports an Instagram brow. Sorry. So, one of the things that I like to do for super pale skin, rather than just directly contouring and highlighting over foundation, I like to underpaint. It looks a lot more natural, and it just reads a little better. I'm going to use this very vegan cream contour kit from W7 Makeup. It's a really nice, I've clearly just destroyed it, really nice neutral kind of gray-brown color. And we're going to go just under the cheekbone. Not all the way down, but if you are like me and you're somebody who kind of has a natural resting bitch face, you can draw a little bit of a natural smile on. You can just kind of do that thing. And now it looks like I have a shit stain on my face, which is fine. We're gonna fix it. I pre-blend. Pre-blend. With pale skin, you never want to see anything. Like, if you can tell that there's a lot of stuff on the skin, you're doing it wrong. Or you're me and you did your makeup in the dark at 6 a.m. So there's a little bit of dimension. That's going to read better for pale skin in real life and on camera than if you do it over the top. I'm going to use Hakuhodo Moisture Foundation Maifshani in 001 because that's how translucent things are over here. So something else, when you are super pale, you a lot of the time, because you're so red, people will match you a little pinker. So that's the color that it goes on my skin. It looks like fully white, but you have to blend it in. You have to really, really blend it in to the point where you've almost over blended. And with this formula goes on really beautifully in all options, really. Like, it's going on beautifully with this Artis brush. It goes on really nicely with your fingers. It goes on really nicely with a sponge. It goes on really beautifully with a lot of options. And I don't want to cover up all of the skin. I still want you to be able to see through the foundation to the skin underneath. And something else you can do if you're super pale, put some on your ears, especially if it's cold outside. I'm going to actually use this Numeric Proof Peach Concealer It says it's peach. It's like a pale, almost green yellow. Right in the inner corner. And just brighten that whole area up. And because I have this little, these little lines that like to happen under the eye, this little bag, I'm actually going to take this lighter color and just put it right in that almost under crease area. So I'm going to give it the optical illusion of where that dark spot is going to get brightened up. And I'm going to take this blender situation that I'm obsessed with from Quick Beauty. I'm going to pat everything in because I want everything to be pretty much just imperceptible. Like maybe there's something there, maybe there's not. And then I'm going to go back to Numeric Proof Concealer in Beige, which clearly I use this to death because it looks like shit. Sorry guys. I'm going to put that right there, right where the actual bag is. So right in the center of the bag. So there's actually a darker spot directly underneath the eye. And then that lighter one is brightening up where the bag is casting a shadow. Right? So then, and then one of the only people in the world who'll ever say this, the bridge of my nose is really narrow, whereas the tip of my nose is not. So I'm going to almost reverse contour and make it look a little wider while I brighten this area up. And then press everything in, always, all the time. Back. Take a look at that little dude that I want to kill. I'm going to just boop. I go over and around the spot a little bit with concealer, and then I pat it in around the zit, not on top. You see? There you go. Back to a little bit of highlight and a little bit of color. So you see there's still a little depth there from the underpaint, not a ton. If you want to, you can go in with, this is Esum, what is this, P55. This dude. Back into your color. I have destroyed this. And I soften it up on my hand because otherwise it's still too much. You see how it's starting to look a little bronzy? Bronze. Bronze for translucent people. Bronze for see-through. And also because I do have a heart-shaped face, I'm going to throw some here, a little bit here, a little bit here, but still not so much that you see it. I don't want to see it. I just want it to read like, oh, hey, cheekbones, what's up? Where'd you come from? So, Kosas Color and Light Cream. This is the high intensity in Velvet Melon. Right. So I am going to take that same brush that I cleaned off, go into that kind of goldy translucent situation, just push it in all over here. Again, I don't want to look like a disco ball. I just want to have glow where the light would naturally hit. So here. Burp. Burp. That's reading a little more disco ball-y than I want it to right there. So I'm just going to press it in. This little dude, what is this? London Brush Company foundation brush, but I don't know which one. Just hit the top of the cheekbone, the top of the apple of the cheek. And then blend it again. So there's a basic start for skin before you start on anything for eyes. Pretty natural looking. I don't always set. Is that bad? If I do, I kind of am really digging this Masterfix. It's Maybelline. It's super cheap. It's very much one of those like HD silica, don't use too much. But I take a teeny tiny brush. This is Hakuhodo. I can't read that because the thing is 8 years old. But just a small, very soft brush, and I don't set the whole face. I'll set like the spots that I know get a little shiny. I'll set the nose. If I'm wearing my glasses, I know that my makeup likes to come off. And then I just leave the cheek alone.